Everyone, and welcome to UPAC's 2021 virtual event. I'm Clint Bell, and I'm going to be your MC for this very special evening of storytelling. Although we wish we could be together in person, and we hope to gather again in 2022, we would like to thank you for joining us virtually to learn about the incredible work that UPAC has done for the entire San Diego community throughout this past year. During our short program, we'll be sharing stories of strength, hope, and resiliency. We'll get to hear directly from UPAC clients about the impact these unique and significant programs have had on their lives. You'll also have a chance to learn about the COVID-19 outreach work their team has been up to, fighting for health equity throughout the county. On top of all that, you'll have a real treat from your UPAC's Neighborhood Enterprise Center. The head chef and youth from the program will be teaching viewers how to cook a traditional Vietnamese lemongrass chicken dish, and it looks delicious. Even better, at the end of the show, we'll be giving away a catering package from the Neighborhood Enterprise Center, and let me tell you, the menu is absolutely incredible. UPAC's Neighborhood Cafe highlights cultural dishes that represent the communities of City Heights, and they are not to miss. So Let's get started. The Union of Pan-Asian Communities was started in 1974 as a small grassroots organization serving, supporting, and uplifting 6 Asian Pacific Islander communities right here in San Diego. Today, UPAC is a comprehensive health and human service organization dedicated to addressing the critical needs of all culturally and ethnically diverse communities in San Diego. To tell you more about their important work, I would like to introduce you to President and CEO Margaret Iwanaga Penrose.
Good afternoon and welcome to UPAC's 2021 virtual event. We would like to take a moment to thank our event sponsors who have made our program possible. Gold sponsor, Trout Properties. Silver sponsors, Benefit Pro Insurance Services, Cox Communications, Iwanaga Penrose Fund, and JP Morgan Chase. Bronze sponsors, Duffy Crospoden LLP, Hom Family Fund, Hu Family, Win Family, Kaiser Permanente, Kyoto Symposium Organization, Neighborhood House Association, Lu Foundation, San Diego Community College District, San Diego City Firefighters Local 145, San Diego International Airport, Sharp Health Plan, Simon Wong, Sikwon Casino, the San Diego Foundation, Thomas and Teresa Wang Charitable Fund, and UC San Diego and Union Bank. For the past 47 years, UPAC has provided culturally and linguistically responsive services to individuals and families throughout San Diego County. UPAC is a bridge among people of diverse cultures, languages, generations, and socioeconomic backgrounds, particularly unserved and underserved Asian Pacific Islander, Latinx, East African, and Middle Eastern immigrant and refugee communities. In 2020, our staff served clients from over 25 ethnic backgrounds in 20 languages and dialects. Program areas include adult and older adult mental health, addiction treatment and recovery, community engagement and business development, child and youth development, housing, counseling, and health promotion. In this unprecedented year, UPAC has taken on additional pursuits to help alleviate the impact of COVID-19, stand up to racial injustices, and address the concerning rise in AAPI hate, violence, and discrimination. We are of continuing belief that quality of our communities reflected in its capacity to assist, heal, and strengthen its most vulnerable members. Throughout tonight's event, you will see the vital work that UPAC is providing to our communities. Your support helps us offer comfort, understanding, and hope to our families in need. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in person next year. Enjoy the program.
Thank you, Margaret. There is some really special work being done by this organization. Now, throughout the program, if you feel moved by the work UPAC does for your local underserved communities, you can make a donation by simply texting UPAC 2021 to the number 44321 or by visiting www.upacsd.com/donate. Every dollar donated tonight will make an impact in the lives of those in need, so we deeply thank you for your support and generosity. Next up, we'll be hearing from Yvette, Osi, and James, 3 clients who have completed treatment in UPAC's addiction treatment and recovery programs. UPAC's addiction treatment and recovery programs provide the support and encouragement those struggling with addiction need to find recovery. Their comprehensive services include dual diagnosis programs for those suffering from mental illness and addiction. Clients are able to access individual therapy, group support, sober living stipends, and case management to help them succeed during and after their treatment. Let's hear about their experiences with the program.
My name is Yvette Rosas, and I'm with UPAC Addiction Treatment Recovery Program.
My name is James. I'm part of UPAC's New Leaf Recovery Program.
My name is O.C. Wright, and I'm a part of UPAC ATR.
I had just been going through a lot of trauma in my life, and I started drinking excessively. I was getting out of a 17-year-long relationship, also abusive, and I just spiraled out of control. CPS got involved, took my daughter away from me. I spiraled out of control again. I went into another 30-day program, and then right out of that 30-day program, I came to UPAC.
I struggled with drugs and alcohol for many years, and I would go through treatment many times, 10, 12 times. And as it worked for a little while for me, but then as soon as I jumped right back into life, getting a job and getting on with life, things just started falling apart again.
I got a son that's doing 25 to life. I buried 2 of my kids. I thought I was going to die in attic. That's how bad it was for me. I kept thinking, what is it that I'm doing wrong?
UPAC seriously, I had my last class on Friday, so I was really emotional, but UPAC has seriously changed my life. Just what they teach and everything, it really has changed my life. It really has.
Once I got into the program opened up so many doors in my mind.
And all the other rehabs and whatnot I'd gone through, they kind of wanted to focus on my, character defects and all the things that were wrong with me. So then when I would get clean and sober and leave those institutions, I carried that baggage with me, into the workplace or whatever. What I really enjoyed and was attracted to me about this place is they focus on your strengths. And because I carried so much guilt and shame with me, I didn't really even realize I had any strengths. And so when they took me back to my childhood and stuff like that, I realized I do have a lot of strengths. And so when I bring that into the workplace or to any other relationship, I have value and purpose now. And I owe it all to these guys. It's just, it's been a wonderful experience.
Being in this program, meeting my classmates and, meeting the staff here, I never thought I'd be able to do that. People used to walk the other way when they see me, and it's just wonderful to feel like a human being.
There are days like when I felt like I couldn't make it, and just coming to group and showing up, and it feels like a family. It really does. I feel that you have so much support. All the other counselors that I've had have just been awesome.
Each person that I've worked with has just been like a family member. I just felt the love from these guys.
I always felt like I was at home when I was here. The people who work at this program care about me. They care about me, and I care about them.
Some were just case managers, some were mental health therapists, some were just counselors and stuff. And I have a relationship with each one of them, a special relationship. And to me, that was like, wow, who are these people? I mean,
For a very long time, I thought that I couldn't do it. I really felt like I'm not gonna make it, and UPAC honestly gave me the strength to become the person that I am, to be the best mom I can for my daughter.
These people taught me to believe in myself. When I thought my world was falling apart, they taught me that it was just coming together and everything's just like falling into place. I'm attracting a different breed of people, and I love myself today.
Now my daughter's back in my care, so having them going through this process with me and them just being so supportive, they will always be special to me, always.
These people gave me my life back. I'm so indebted to this place.
Honestly, everywhere I go, people that have talked to me, I recommend UPAC to everyone.
You just don't know how grateful I am. Truly grateful, and I'm grateful that the program where UPAC took me in.
It's the most wonderful thing. I've had a lot of good things happen to me in life. I've traveled the world. I've surfed my whole life. I've had beautiful girlfriends. I've had great jobs and stuff. This experience is by far one of the best thing that's ever happened for me, because I know I'm going to succeed now. I know it's just sky's the limit.
Wow, that was some powerful stuff. We want to give a special thank you to all of our speakers for sharing their stories with us tonight. Now, throughout the pandemic, many of UPAC's programs were forced to go virtual. One of the programs impacted the most was their Elder Multicultural Access and Support Services, or EMASS for short. EMASS is a program that brings together seniors of varying cultural backgrounds to create a caring and supportive environment for them. These gatherings of specific communities help seniors feel appreciated and understood in an effort to combat depression and isolation. When the pandemic began, EMASS seniors lost that once-a-week in-person connection, but the team quickly helped clients connect to Zoom and started hosting their weekly visits virtually. With vaccination rates climbing and things starting to open up, UPAC is hopeful that weekly EMASS meetings will start again soon. Just this month, one of their fully vaccinated EMASS groups had their first small gathering. Let's take a look and hear what this special moment meant to them.
My name is Ernie Enriquez from the Philippines.
I am Lenny Enriquez.
My name is Clarita Florentino.
My name is Rene Florentino.
My name is Lucila Figuracion.
Oh, my name is Evangeline Famurarcano.
We've been with EMASS UPAC since they started the program. We're here 11 years. What I like most is the cultural diversity. There are so many people coming in, Mexicans, Somalians. We learn a lot from each other.
It's about the idea that we are being mixed with other culture.
Because we are grouped into that little place and having fun.
Dancing, Zumba, we sing, and we share a little bit of food. There are so many. We attend seminars.
Seminars about different health issues like mental issues, physical issues. We learned a lot.
Yeah, this pandemic is very anxiety, worries, chaos in our lives.
It affects us because there are uncertainties, chaos around.
And during those times, we were so very grateful to EMASS staff.
These people are so very helpful. There are so many resources like this, giving us the tablet for free, and through the program of Oasis, we were able to connect to each other.
Through Zoom, we can communicate and connecting with other people.
We are having the Zoom every Friday. We play bingo through the Zoom, we sing, and we say hello and hi to each other. And that is a big thing for us seniors.
Dancing, singing.
I asked to Janet that I have an iPad to join there. I want to join the bingo and the Zoom.
Oh, this is the first time that we were together.
Today is we are very lucky because we gathered here and we talked our experiences. We shared our daily lives, especially in this pandemic time.
We find true joy and happiness being together because we can connect with each other. We can share our problems. We can give healthy tips, and we can help each other. Slowly but surely, we'll be resuming those activities.
Wow, how good does it feel seeing moments like these? You know, over the past 9 months, UPAC has been diligently working to help slow the spread of COVID-19, increase the number of local vaccinations, and create greater health equity through their Community Health Worker Communications and Outreach Services program. This program is funded by the County of San Diego to support the Live Well San Diego vision and was launched in the fall of 2020. To tell us a little bit more, let's welcome Program Manager Dominic De Los Reyes.
I'm Dominic De Los Reyes. My pronouns are he and they, and I work at UPAC as the program coordinator for Community Health Worker Communication and Outreach Services. It started in September of last year, 2020. We got funding from the County of San Diego in support of the Live Well San Diego vision for safe and healthy communities to be able to extend the communication being put out by the county, providing accurate and timely information about COVID-19 and resources for pandemic relief so that it can reach multiple different communities that speak multiple languages and have different ways of communicating so that the message can get to the people in a way that would best suit them. We are a team of community health workers, and we are from the communities that we're reaching out to. So we know the best ways to be trusted messengers with accurate COVID information so that folks can make the best informed decisions for themselves about things like the COVID vaccines and how to help keep themselves and their families safe. There can be a lot of obstacles for people who either don't speak mainstream languages in this area, they speak other languages and need translation, but because the nature of the pandemic is that it's changing so fast, it's one of our barriers is to get out pertinent information in a timely manner in the languages that our communities speak. We also need to be able to accommodate the different ways that communities like to receive and give information. So it's important for us to figure out what are the specific needs of specific communities and match resources to those needs. We really need to take cues from the people from the ground up and give them opportunities to speak up for themselves. Printed flyers are still quite popular, especially if we're going to be meeting people out in the public, say in front of shopping centers, or even doing traditional door-to-door knocking, meeting people where they're at. We want to encourage folks to be their own healthcare advocate and to kind of change the conception a little bit that it's selfish to take care of oneself, when in fact we want to encourage people to take care of themselves so that they can continue taking care of others. It means a lot to folks to have that human connection to help explain all of this stuff, which can be very complicated and fast changing. It can mean a lot to folks to know that we're in this together, that we're a community and we're helping each other and we're looking out for each other. So I'm really grateful that through our UPAC program, we're able to schedule many appointments, meeting people where they're at, and also knowing what motivates people, what do they care about, what matters, such that they would be willing to change behavior in a way that helps everyone on a larger social scale. The core is our people, our staff. They're amazing, and they are so good at developing immediate trust with people that they're offering the services to, or just trying to help navigate these sometimes very difficult decisions people are having to make, and helping with adjusting to changes that the pandemic has forced upon a lot of us. This program was only meant to be a temporary educational outreach project during the pandemic, but it keeps getting extended as the pandemic keeps going on. So on one hand, I'd love for us to not have to have this program because it would mean that the pandemic is over and people don't need that extra support. However, I feel like we can really create a lot of good while we're here.
It is so inspiring to hear about these types of efforts right here in our own backyard. Thank you for your team's work, Dominic. Now, as a reminder, UPAC relies on the support of donors like you to carry out these important programs. And if you'd like to make a donation, you can simply text UPAC 2021 to the number 44321, or simply visit www.upacsd.com/donate. Any donation, every donation, big or small, has an impact in our community. Next up, we'll be hearing from 3 clients who participate in UPAC's mental health services. First up, we'll be meeting Luz from the Positive Solutions Program, which provides outreach along with mental health prevention and intervention to homebound seniors who are at risk of becoming depressed or are showing signs of minor depression. We will also meet Miyu and her mother Atsumi. Miyu is involved with UPAC's Multicultural Community Counseling, a youth mental health program that recognizes the need to understand and provide culturally responsive services to both youth and their families. And lastly, we'll meet Xiang, a client in UPAC's Counseling and Treatment Center, which provides supportive mental health services in a safe and culturally sensitive environment for individuals who are experiencing emotional distress. Let's hear about their time in UPAC services.
My name is Luz Villafana, and I am receiving services through the AIS, Age and Independent Services. Months before the program started, that's when I was with my sister and brother-in-law. He died, and my sister had dementia, so I was very stressed out when that happened, because it was like almost 2 years that I was the only caregiver for both of them. And so then the pandemic came, and that just piled it up on my stress that I had before. I feel that our emotional and mental health is also as important as physical health. And doctors cannot take care of feelings or things that go through our mind when we're under a lot of stress. They can be sympathetic, but that's not their specialty. So the counselors that I have had in the last now 2 years, they have been my best medicine. They give me feedback, but it's very positive. I feel that they understand, that they can see right into my soul a lot of times, because besides the stress, there is a lot of emotional pain. And I call that the soul, because it's not like my arm or my leg is hurting. It's something like in the gut, right inside of me. And so that makes a big difference to know that there are people that have that quality to see into people's hearts and feelings and the soul. One thing is, living in San Diego is beautiful because we have all these different cultures and languages, and there are people in the professions, whether it's medical or mental or emotional, that understand your culture, because we all look at life in a little different way. My parents lived through the Spanish flu, where they had the same situation like we're living now, and it lasted a long time as well. And I knew, then I understood my father and my mother, why they were so careful with our health. So you gain a lot of wisdom going through situations like this, and how important it is to support these programs, to reach out, because they're out there. All you have to do is just, extend your hand and reach for it. So I am very grateful for that.
Em tên là Dung. Em là bệnh nhân của UPAC CTC. Em được biết đến UPAC do nhờ văn phòng của bác sĩ Tệ, văn phòng gia đình đó, chuyển em sang đây. Tại vì em bị cancer, em điều trị nhiều quá, em bị trầm cảm, nên em đến bác sĩ chỉ em đến UPAC. Trong thời gian dịch Covid, em rất là buồn chán. Em không thể đến UPAC để mà cố vấn tâm lý được, tại vì cách ly. Nhưng em ở nhà. UPAC dẫn điện thoại đến cho em hàng tuần để mà cố vấn tâm lý cho em, giúp em được giảm cái stress đi, và giúp em rất là nhiều trong vấn đề phúc lợi an sinh xã hội, giúp em rất là nhiều. Em muốn nói là em rất là hạnh phúc khi em đến UPAC. Trước khi em đến UPAC, em rất muốn tự tử nhiều lần, tại vì em buồn chán gia đình của em. Nhưng sau khi em đến được UPAC, thì UPAC đã giúp em tìm lại niềm vui và sự sống. Em rất hạnh phúc khi đến UPAC, và em xem UPAC như một gia đình của em. Mỗi lần em đến UPAC thì em coi như là em về nhà của em, về gia đình của em, thân thương của em.
My name is Miyu Oda Desultels, and I am part of the Multicultural Community Counseling.
My name is Atsumi Oda, and me and my daughter was going through when she was in high school, and her anger management was out of control.
Throughout high school, I was a very mean person and I was very insecure, but then I really did start to reflect upon myself and see how my behavior determined a lot from my childhood. And so I started seeking counseling to receive some help and to go through my healing process.
Long time ago, I had a domestic violence issue with her father. Due to that, we ended up getting a divorce. So since then, actually, I had severe depression, severe anxiety, PTSD, so I had to seek counseling for a long time. So that's how I know how therapy is very valuable. It did help me.
I feel like Miss Camille has really been the person that has changed my outlook on life and my perspective and like the journey I'm going into.
Since she says, "Dear Miss Camille," she seems so happy, very positive mind, and she would say, "I'm sorry" a lot. That would never happen before.
Positivity has been a help, but also looking out for people's mental health, not just myself. After realizing I did need to seek a lot of mental health programs, I've been able to help people in the slightest ways by making mental health a priority in their lives, but also in my life. So I feel like I've been able to open up to people and really share my feelings with others, because it's something that I haven't been comfortable with for the rest of my whole life until now. Being half Japanese and also being African American and Native American, but also French, I have a lot of identities that set myself apart from others, and it's been quite difficult to find someone as a counselor that has had similar backgrounds.
And UPAC does offer a lot of different cultural background therapists.
Like, it's just so amazing because You're able to communicate your feelings that others may not feel. My feelings are validated and they're not just a myth. Just having people there for you, having a community that looks like you, that has been through your experiences is really just a supporting factor that I needed in my life. It's crazy. The person I was 2 years ago to the person I am today, it just makes me cry.
Group session was really nice to help also both understand, right? Because I'm a mother, so we sometimes think we are right, but at the same time, there's another perspective. I said, oh, okay, maybe I can change how I think. Sometimes my perspective can be changed. And also I didn't grow up here, so there was a lot of my cultural differences raising her on my own. So actually, yes, Miss Camille really helped us so much. Thank you.
Again, we would like to say thank you to all of our speakers who have moved us and shared their stories tonight. It really paints a picture of the work that UPAC is doing in our community. Now, we would like to introduce you to some of the youth who work at UPAC's Neighborhood Enterprise Center, or NEC. In 2018, UPAC launched an innovative social enterprise in the City Heights community to provide training, mentorship, and meaningful employment to local at-risk youth. NEC is comprised of a commercial kitchen, the Neighborhood Cafe, the print shop, a technology center, and a community gathering space. Not only does the center allow youth to obtain valuable job skills, but it acts as a community resources hub for the City Heights neighborhood. Since April of 2020, UPAC has been offering weekly food distributions for families facing food insecurity due to COVID-19. In addition, the center has partnered with the San Diego Housing Commission to provide application assistance for the City of San Diego's rental relief program. The youth who work at the center are fully involved and take leadership roles in all aspects of daily operations. Let's hear a little bit more about their stories.
I'm Jaga. I've been involved with UPAC for 6 years, and I am facility lead here in UPAC Neighborhood Cafe.
My name is Peaceful, and I'm a facility lead at the Neighborhood Cafe. In 2014 or 2015, when I was in sophomore in high school, that's when I joined the program at UPAC.
My name is Anthony, and I've been with UPAC for the past 6 years. When I came here, I was really a little kid who didn't know much about business, and also someone that didn't know anyone in San Diego. I was a new refugee kid in San Diego.
I was born and raised in a Nepal refugee camp. I came here to this country when I was 16 years old.
I came from Uganda, but my parents are originally from South Sudan. They came to Uganda because of a war, civil war called Anyanya 1, where my mom's parents were killed, and they had to move to Uganda, that's where I was born. And I left at the age of 15 from Uganda. I remember coming here for the first 2 weeks of being indoor, crying. I was how am I gonna make friends? And it was the hardest for me living here, and then when I get to know about UPAC, and I made more friends, and it kept me away from trouble, because back in then I was already a kid who make a lot of trouble.
NEC they're my co-workers, but I see them as a family. I think everyone here feels they can be themselves when they're here.
It's my second family. They're really friendly. What makes it special is the diversity at first. I have a lot of friends from different countries that work here, and I get to learn about different cultures. It's just amazing people and welcoming people.
When the Neighborhood Cafe was new, there was nothing here. We were cleaning this place, cleaning the window, and painting the walls.
Through the effort of the youth and Mr. Dawes, it became possible for the place to exist. And I'm really thankful for that, because it doesn't only benefit us, but it also benefits the community. and young kids out there who are trying to achieve their dreams in business and stuff like that.
It was such a surreal moment because we always talk about like opening up a place where we can work and then where other youth in the community can work together, and just seeing it evolve to like a real cafe was really surreal, and being hired was such a like happy moment in my life.
The thing that I love about Neighborhood Cafe is like what it represents. For example, the distribution, we provide food to people.
So we started the food distribution when COVID hit. A lot of families were financially hurt, and we started the food distribution so that the family is able to provide food for the family and just make like a small impact in the community. I like to do food distribution because it's so rewarding seeing how families will return and just seeing how happy they are when they get their fresh produce and their hot meal, and just seeing how everyone works at like different station for the food distribution and everything comes together. That was like such a cool experience to see how the youth have taken like their own leadership skills, and they just are building it more and more through the food distribution.
Working here is like growing too, because like when I was here, I didn't know that much about like cooking, prints up.
As a student, like most of the job, they don't teach you how to like treat other people and also how to like open your own business. But over here, we learn so many stuff like humanity and just kindness. Not only going like for the money, but also caring about your people, the community. Without UPAC, I don't think I would be here today. I might be like somewhere in a negative place, but this place really helped me mature and become like the person I want to become in the future.
The one reason that I became regular to UPAC was Dante usually asks us what is our goal when we grow up. One of the main things we keep telling was like we want to help our community, City Heights, and one day go back to UPAC. And I think that got me more than any other thing. Like, you know, I always wanted to help my community and the refugee camp where I came from.
So my long-term goal is to hopefully become a juvenile probation officer, and I think that NEC has really prepared me with like giving me like the opportunity to take on like leadership skills and work with youth on a daily basis.
I'm a freshman at San Diego City College, and I'm looking forward to achieve my dream in liberal art and sociology. I feel like I need to get a job that can benefit like the community and also the job that I will enjoy, because I love talking to people and I just care about people. I just want to say thanks for the opportunity, and I'm so thankful for UPAC and like anyone that support us, and this is really amazing, supporting the youth, the future, because without the support, like we won't be here today. I'm so glad for that.
It's truly inspiring to see the time, talent, and dedication that these youth have for giving back. Talk about having hope in our future generations, in our future leaders. Before we move on to our final presentation of the night, we want to remind viewers that your support can make the difference in the lives of those struggling with addiction, overcoming mental illness, and facing financial hardships due to COVID-19. Every dollar will help UPAC provide its essential programs and services that recognize, understand, and uplift diverse communities. We ask that you consider making a donation tonight to help fund these life-changing programs. To make a gift, simply text UPAC 2021 to the number 44321, or simply visit www.upacsd.com/donate. Whether that is $10, $100, or tens of thousands of dollars, we deeply thank you for your generosity and support. We simply could not do it without all of you. So now, let's bring on Chef Eddie, Hinda, and KD to teach us how to make some lemongrass chicken.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today on our 2021 UPAC virtual event. Today, I'm hosting you here at the NFC kitchen, commercial kitchen. My name is Chef Eddie. Right beside me, we have Katie and we have Hinda as well. They both have been here since day one, and they're two of our youths that we have employed through these programs fundraisers. Today, we're going to be teaching you how to cook lemongrass chicken at home. Lemongrass chicken is a really nice comfort Vietnamese dish that is very simple. Most people can have it, or most of the stuff in a local Asian market or even at home. So something I like to use is chicken thighs. Chicken thighs with the skin has a lot of the good flavor. It's got nice fatty, the skin gives it a nice little crispy one. So it gives it really nice texture. Something we're also going to be using is fish sauce. I personally love the one with the 3-liter crabs. The other ones gets a little salty or just not quite there. Some nice fresh cracked pepper. I like the restaurant style one. It's nice and coarse because you can really taste it, and you can see how nice and big it is versus the fine table salt. Excuse me, table pepper. We have a little bit of oil. We're gonna have some nice minced garlic, some lemongrass itself, actual lemongrass, and some Thai chili peppers. Now, if you don't have these Thai chili peppers, you can go with serranos or you can go with the jalapenos. It's really a personal choice. I personally like this because it has a really nice heat, and you don't need a lot of them. And it gives you a nice little punch, which it levels with everything else. It doesn't just come straight to your face in the front of your palate. It kind of like creeps up. It's really nice. You're also going to be needing a little bit of brown sugar. You want to hit all the little flavors. You have the garlic, you have the spicy, you have the sweetness of the brown sugar, you have some garlic, and saltiness from the fish sauce. So let's get started. The very first thing you want to do is get a nice pan. Nice hot super pan. Okay, right here I already have my pan preheating. So we're gonna keep it nice in there. We're gonna bring it up a little bit more on heat. Meanwhile, I'm gonna come over here to my chicken. Now, even if you're at home cooking, please go ahead and be very extremely careful with knives. Make sure there's no one's around you, no kids are around you. We have sharp knives. Chicken. It's very dangerous to have raw chicken everywhere. So try to keep your stuff separated. As you can see, I'm having my chicken over here and my vegetables over here. Even though everything's gonna get cooked in the pot, you still wanna keep those two separated. All right, so let's go ahead and get this. And we have our chicken thighs here. Now, chicken thighs, like I said, this is really nice, meaty, really juicy, doesn't get dry. You can do this if you want to do it a little leaner with the chicken breast, but I found out that it gets a little bit too dry, so I go with the thighs. Now, the way we're going to do it today is going to be just really easy in one pan. This goes great if you want to barbecue, kind of like a kebab. So if you can marinate it, we'll do the same things, all of our ingredients, kind of put it all together, rub it in there, let it sit there for about maybe an hour to 2 hours. I wouldn't put it longer than that because the salt itself from the fish sauce is going to break down the fibers and it'll get a little gooey and the chicken's not going to work out very good. So this is one of those quick things, the last thing minute you can cook up. Right now, it only takes about 20 minutes. If you have the time and you want to do a different flavor and a really nice chart on it, then go ahead and go with the kebabs. All right, so come on over here. First, I'll grab my light chicken breast. It's nice and deboned. You can find this at almost any grocery stores. If you want to save a little money, you don't have to use the skin and you can get it a little bit cheaper. But I personally like the skin. So we're going to go in here, again, being safe with your fingers, cut into nice little chunks, a little bit bigger than a bite size. I use about 2 pounds on this recipe, and I'll go ahead and put the recipe for you guys later on at the end of the video. You guys can see over there the attachments on the recipe, on the measurements, okay? So again, we grab our little chicken breast right over here, and right over here. And this dish right here is really nice, really fresh. It just got some steamed rice. You really don't have to work hard at it, and it's got a lot of flavor, and it's just, I just find it being overall very fulfilling to the heart and to your tummy. So yeah, so here we go. We got some more thighs right here, and as you can see, I'm kind of like a 2 biters. You can go smaller if you like. It'll cook a little faster, but it's really up to you. This is a beautiful thing about cooking is that everything can go however you enjoy it. There's no really right or wrong. Just make sure you get rid of your gloves, or in your case, make sure you wash your hands, and we're not contaminating any of this with any of our other stuff. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all my little things right here that are dirty. Get some oil, and we're going to cook some of that chicken. So now, you see this pan is nice and hot, really hot. You want some high heat. That way the chicken can get a really nice crisp. You put just enough oil. Because remember, if you're using the legs with the skins, it's already got a lot of fat. So that oil itself is gonna help you cook it all up. I make sure I have skin side down. You want to hear the crisp in there? Nice and crispy. There you go. That's like music to people's ears right here, especially to mine. And you're gonna see that I just use about 1.5 ounces of the oil. But at the end of this, we're gonna have probably like around 3 ounces of oil. There we go. Just gonna put it all skin side down. You don't want to rush it. Just gonna let it cook itself. Nice, crispy chicken. That's what you want. You want to make sure you hear that. If you don't hear that, then you didn't heat up your pan long enough. All right, you don't want to overcrowd it. Right here is probably already a little crowded, but it's gonna shrink up, so we'll leave it at that, okay? We're gonna let this creep up a little bit, get it all nice and crispy. Don't mess with it, just kind of leave it alone. Let it get nice golden brown. You want to get the nice sear in there, kind of searing all the flavors, gonna stay in there, and also it's gonna give it release this nice juicy. I hate to use the word fatty, but it's the fat. It's kind of that's all the flavor. So we're just gonna leave it in there. We want to kind of look at it inside right here on the side. It's not quite there. We want to make sure it gets nice golden brown, almost like a little orangey. Meanwhile, that's working over there. Let's come over here, and we'll do some of the vegetables. Okay. All right. So you can't have lemongrass chicken without lemongrass. So yes, lemongrass will be your most present flavor, okay? And lemongrass, again, you can find this at any Asian market, Whole Foods, maybe even Northgate, the kind of stores. We all have it. So definitely specialty stores you have it. It's really nice, long, it's very fragrant. I wish you guys could smell this right now. To me, people laugh at me, but I say it smells almost like Fruit Loops. It's really nice and fruity. There's two parts to it though. You want to make sure you cut this side right here. You don't want to go too much onto the green side. It's very fibery, so it's really hard to chew. Right over here, you can see the little rings in here. That's nice. Those, so if you cut them sliced nice and thin, those are very chewable. So what you do is you just grab it in here and make sure you get a nice little clean sharp knife. And you're just gonna make little rings like that. Just tiny small. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. Okay. Little rings like that. Now you can go ahead and chop it down, all the way down, and then you're gonna go from there. Now, just for the sake of you guys don't sit there and watch me chop a whole bunch, I already pre-chopped some right here. And now garlic, same thing. Now you can do two different things. You can get like nice little slices of garlic, just like that. Really nicely thin, or you can have it nicely already chopped. You can buy it at the store as well, also like that, if you just want to make it really nice and quick. Meanwhile, I'm going to look at my chicken because I can hear my chicken cracking over here that it's getting there already. You can hear how nice and loud the noise gets in there. Then you know the chicken's already starting to get nice little colors. That's what I'm talking about. You want to have some nice, beautiful gold color. We'll leave it there a little longer because that's truly what we're looking for. Nice, golden, almost like a chicken patty, but that's what we're looking for. So, but I want all of it to be that way. So we'll wait a little longer. But it's almost there. It's almost there. And as you can see how much it shrunk, how much more juice and fatty release. We'll remove some of that, but we'll get it on there. And this really depends on how spicy you like to eat it. This is a beautiful thing about it, that you don't have to say, oh, I want 3 chilies or 4 chilies. I personally love it a little spicy, so I like to use both the pepper and the Thai chilies. Again, you don't have the Thai chilies, go with some serranos. Go with some jalapenos. Go with habanero. Go with some ghost peppers if you want. It's up to you. It's really all what you like, okay? All right, so again, I like to have them really nice and thin. So we're gonna chop these peppers down. I like to leave the seeds in there because, well, that's what's gonna give it a nice little punch in there for me. And we're just gonna skip it with 2, just for the sake of everybody else. Now, chicken. You want to come back over here. Always keep an eye on your chicken. I like to call the guy, say, hey, keep an ear on it. The reason why is because you hear the crackling. But once it doesn't crackle too much, then you know you're already there. So we're going to turn this around and see, there we go. That's what we're talking about. Nice, gold, then brown, really crispy, the skin, giving it all the natural juices and everything. Okay? Now, you're going to cook your chicken about maybe 80% of it all the way. At this point, since I already got my crisp, we're gonna turn the heat down a little more, and we're just gonna let it finish cooking now. All right? Right now, we're going to add our 1 teaspoon of pepper. Okay, so I'm already used to doing this with the hand, so I'm just gonna go in there. It goes about half and another half, right in there. Boom. Okay, now that we have that cooking almost all the way there, we're gonna throw our aromatics, garlic. A little bit of oil on the garlic is delicious. Gives it a really nice color. Now remember we talked about having too much oil now? We're gonna go ahead and cut some of that off, okay? So all this is 2 things. It's not just oil, but it's also the juice from the chicken, okay? So don't be afraid. If you wanna leave it there, leave it there. If you wanna be a little healthier, again, don't have to be there. You can take it off. I personally like to leave it there and it'll thicken up once we add everything else in there. And it helps me cook up some of the garlic. So we're gonna put in here a nice big tablespoon of garlic. So again, let me recap real quick. 2 pounds of chicken, 1 tablespoon of garlic. We're gonna have half a cup of lemongrass, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of not soy sauce, fish sauce. Fish sauce, yes. You say, oh my God, a tablespoon of fish sauce, that's a lot. It is, but you know what? It's gonna balance with everything else, so that's okay. All right. Gonna give it a little run. You can start to smell the garlic and everything in there. Really nice and beautiful. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and do some of our lemongrass. Right in there. We don't need that anymore. Get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. And I want the lemongrass to kind of cook down a little bit, so I'm gonna put it right underneath. So right in there. Nice. At the same time, we're gonna go ahead and put our peppers. There. Right in there. Beautiful. At this point, let that all cook down. You're gonna smell the heat. You're gonna smell the garlic, the lemongrass. It's delicious. I want to eat it already. Nice little big bites like that, you know. We don't want to be stingy with little bites. Okay. Now at this point, I'm going to add my fish sauce. Okay. And again, you want to let between each thing you add ingredient about a minute or so. That way you can kind of really grab on and cook in there. You don't want to mix them all raw in there. Tablespoon of that. What you're going to hear right now, be careful because it will kind of deglaze the pan for you. And that's okay. That's what we want. But just be careful because sometimes it just kind of jumps back on you guys. Okay, now we're going to add the sugar. And we're going to add some water in here. Just a little bit of water in there. It's about a cup of water. Now the reason for that, it just kind of brings everything together. You can throw some rice wine or even some sake. It will be really good. But right here, we're keeping it with water. You can just bring it in. You can smell all the smells. So nice. It's bubbling in there. The sauce is gonna start thickening up. You can smell everything coming through really, really, really nice. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna cover it for a minute. Turn the heat down just to make sure our chicken is fully cooked and the sauce thickens up. Cover it up just for a few minutes. Meanwhile, we're gonna get our fresh elements. So Katie over here is going to be doing our cucumbers and our green onions. So, just gonna grab some of that. Meanwhile, we're gonna have Hinda over here. Gonna be doing some cilantro and tomato for us. And as chicken's only gonna take a couple more minutes, so we'll go ahead and start gathering all the things for it. I like to peel my cucumber, not all the way, just kind of like, you know, make it look a little nice. Right there, just give it some stripes. Now you can use this a regular cucumber, or you can use Persian cucumbers, hot house cucumbers, which is the English cucumbers. Those tend to be a little sweeter. These are really nice and refreshing. So it's really what the main purpose is, not for flavor, just to kind of refreshen everything else. Almost like a palate cleanser type of thing. Okay? So here you go, Katie. Oh, thank you. Look at those onions. See, look at that. Nice, beautiful onions. Good job, Katie. Oh, yes. It smells so good, guys. I'll turn the heat up a little bit more just because I know that the chicken's already cooked. I can feel that it's nice and cooked. We're gonna reduce it so it can be almost like a sauce. on top of the chicken. It thickens up. It kind of caramelizes a little better. It's really good. Really, really good. But when you do that, you got to be careful. Don't add any salt because remember, when we reduce any kind of liquid, it intensifies the flavor. So if it's salty, it's going to get even saltier. If it's sweet, it can get a lot sweeter. If it's spicy, it gets a lot spicier. So you just want to have a nice little balance. Don't we have like something that can transport the scents for here? No? No? Can't? Okay. Yeah, like maybe like 5D or something because you need it. You need to taste this, smell this. It's amazing. All right, the girls are almost ready. This is almost ready. Like I said, it's really quick and easy. It's been, what, like 5 minutes probably, 10 minutes tops? This is great. And that's what purpose of cutting it small like this too. It helps you. Cool, awesome, nice cucumbers. So let's go ahead and put half of them here, and then we're gonna do half of the tomato as well. You're gonna cut it down in half. You can cut it however you want. You can even use cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, Roma tomatoes. I mean, this whole point of this food is to be inexpensive and affordable, and you can have it at home, so you don't have to get nothing crazy. But just a regular round tomato that you have for sandwiches, you can use it up. You can use almost anything you like. So I'm gonna get a couple rice bowls right over here, and to show you how we're gonna plate this. Now, this right before it's done, I like to throw a little bit of cilantro on it, just so you can kind of give it a little freshness to it. So you can see, the sauce is almost there. It's nice and thick. It's bubbling like a caramel sauce. It's gonna have heat. It's gonna have salty. It's gonna have the citrusy. It's gonna have the lemon. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be delicious. You'll see. All right. Let's get some rice in here real quick. Rice in here. Nice fluffy white rice. You can use jasmine rice. You can use just regular rice. Again, if you try to be healthy, substitute it with a little bit of brown rice. Also, you can do it with a little fried egg. Oh, it'll be delicious with that too. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring some of this in here. It's really nice. Oh, look at that. Nice, caramelized. And again, I love doing it with the skin because it gives a really nice texture and it just holds the flavors and they're so nice. This sauce, don't be afraid of it. It's nice. This is what we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit right on top. Look at those beautiful colors, right? If you were here, you see how nice aromatic that is. And then we're gonna garnish it with a little bit of cucumbers on the side. A little bit of tomato, again, just to freshen things up. It's a really good balance with the fish sauce. Green onions right here. A little bit of cilantro right there. Quarter lime in there. And that's it. Nice, easy, simple, delicious, very inexpensive, affordable. And this is the kind of things we try to do right here at the Neighborhood Cafe. We try to provide nice, inexpensive meals for the community that they can come and enjoy and full of flavor, staying true to their cultures. We go from Thai dishes to Filipino dishes to Mexican dishes to Somali dishes. I mean, we try to highlight everything from the our own neighborhood here, and not just highlight it, but we take our information directly from our source, from our community. They come, they show us how to do the dishes and stuff like that. Thank you for joining us, guys. Again, we truly, truly appreciate all of you guys' help and donations. Just want to know that all of this cannot be happening without the support of everybody that's been here, and it has been here for the few years and past years. So again, we thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. And please make some donations, help us out. Thanks. Bye, guys. Say bye, Giddy. Bye, guys. And now, here we go. We have our opportunity drawing for you folks tonight. Before we do the drawing, I want to thank everybody for their great support, continuous support in many, many ways for us. We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Thanks so much. Thank you to UPAC. Thank you for everybody who's brought some of this. And we're going to do the drawing now. Okay? Here we go, and we're gonna mix and match them in there. Make sure we get everyone in there. Okay, here we go, and Mitsu Tomita, hope I pronounced that right. There we go, congratulations. You have won a catering for 12 through us, the cafe. Goes for dinners, lunch, whatever occasion you have, we'll be more than happy to cater for you. Again, catering for 12. Enjoy.
Wow, thank you, Chef. And that looks absolutely phenomenal. And I also want to say congratulations to tonight's opportunity drawing winner. Now, as our evening comes to a close, we would like to sincerely thank you for joining us tonight. And a special thank you to everyone who has made a donation. You have truly made a difference, and we simply could not do this without the support of our sponsors. So a huge virtual round of applause for their incredible generosity. Well, everyone, that concludes our 2021 virtual event. So have a great night and stay safe. We hope to see you in person for our event in 2022. Good night, everyone.